Hello everyone, very welcome to iExam B. In this video, I am going to tell you how you are going to score more than 60 marks in RBI Grade B General Awareness section, and this I am going to tell you with the help of previous year questions. What are the important topics you need to cover? But first understand two things. Number one, when I say 60 marks, it does not mean exactly you have to score more than 60 marks. May not be required. Many times you may do mistake. At the end of the video, I am going to tell you important tips for this phase 1 exam, especially focusing on the general awareness. 60 marks, what I mean here is that you have to score minimum 50% of your phase 1 cutoff from the general awareness. General awareness is 40% weightage, right? 80 questions out of 200 questions, 80 marks out of 200 marks, so 40% weightage. But because it is very scoring in the given time, you can score more. So you have to ensure that you are scoring 50%. I said 60 marks because in 2019 exam, cutoff was 122. You have to aim for 60 marks. Does not mean you have to apply the same strategy, because in last year's exam, the cutoff was 66.75. So when the cutoff was 66.75, how you are going to score 60? The important thing here is scoring 50% of the cutoff from the general awareness, which is 40% of the exam. Number 2 point, which I will tell you in detail at the end of the video. You have this strategy what we are discussing, but for the exam hall, you need something beyond that. Now, first, let me come to the topic-wise questions, the weightage of the different topics, and also the actual questions which have been previously asked in the real exam. So you can see here the weightage of these topics, banking, and this is of last year question 21, 19% questions are from the banking. And then you can see business and economy, second highest, government scheme, third highest, ranks, title, awards in different fields. This is fourth. After that, it was questions on polity and governance. There were questions on energy, environment, art and culture, geography, appointment, defense, different events happening at the world level, the sports event. And in a little different way, this was the analysis we did questions of 2019. Here we divided into broad categories. So current affairs, other current affairs having the highest weightage. In terms of the static GA, there were questions related to like headquarters of the international organization, airport, lakes, dams, sanctuaries, governors, chief ministers, heads of the different state, capitals, countries, their currencies. Banking, there were like headquarters of the bank, static again, some banking related terms. Then there were questions related to banking, finance, RBI, SEBI, key announcement, BFSI product launch related, different innovative product launch there, government announcement for economy or financial sectors, any report, the name of the state who were ranked on top, and then current affairs related to sports, awards, the country of that sportman, national award, Nobel Prize, summits held locations, politicians and their constituencies related questions were also asked. Basically whatever is there important in the current affairs. Time of important, international days, books, author. Important thing to understand in this analysis is when you are aiming for scoring 50% plus, that is what I explained you, 50% plus you have to aim scoring. You have to cover all these topics with current affairs. Now let me again remind you that I am talking about these 80 marks which you have to get in 25 minutes. Now you understand the challenge here. Out of 120 minutes in the exam, I am asking you to score more than 50% in these 25 minutes. How crucial is that time? I am showing you these sample questions of previous year paper, but there is a qualifier here. These are memory based questions. The entire sentence which was asked in the exam is not available. So there you shall not get confused that the question will be this short. It's going to be a longer question as per the last year paper, not previous to that. Question like which of the following is not among the 4 labor codes released by the Labour Ministry, which is migrant labor code is not there. The union budget allocation, budget is always important, of 1.1 trillion for the Indian Railways in union budget 21-22. What is the capital expenditure for 2022 in the Indian Railways? the answer to which is 1.07 trillion. This is old news now because you have to read this year's budget numbers for this year's exam. And please also go through these videos by Sushil sir. It will help you. Budget is covered here, economic survey is covered here. Video available on our Target RBI channel. Marginal standing facility, what is the rate? I explained in my other video. Now this is the old information. Which of the first micro lending bank in India to win a banking license from the RBI? Answer is here Bandhan Bank. This was not a differentiated bank. If you want to call it banking history, then also you have to understand this. Women's SSG is the primary building block of which scheme run by the Government of India? DNRLM. I discussed in my 300 important questions. India's rank has been improved in Global Innovation Index 2020 to 48th rank. See, this is asking last time rank. So you have to read little detailed. So earlier the rank was 52. Ranthambore National Park is located in which of the following place? In Rajasthan. So it is not only enough to know the state, but the district. It is in Savai Madhopur district. Anil Soni has been appointed as CEO of the which of the following organization, which is WHO Foundation, because he is an Indian appointed at WHO Foundation. Which bowler was the winner of the purple cap topping the wicket taking charts in IPL 2020, which is Rabada. And Good Governance Day in India is observed on December 25th to observe the birth anniversary of Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And the source, the best source for you is weekly Wikipedia, monthly Wikipedia. Those who say I shall go only to monthly, I would say no. If you are not reading newspaper, please go through the weekly newspaper, weekly Wikipedia also, because weekly you read in detail, then you read the summary in monthly. Lot of revision happens in that. I am telling you, general awareness, one thing you have to read again and again. There are so many names, so many places, so many awards, countries, currencies, capitals. You are going to get confused. So the more you read, the better is the recall at the exam time. There is systematic categorization of the news in the Wikipedia. Like I showed you that every time there are more news coming from banking and finance side. So that's why we have kept it on the top. But you have to also read news related to economy, national, international, states, likewise all these topics. If you are preparing more for NABARD exam, so of course you have to focus more on agriculture, rural development, go much more in detail. And this is how Sushil sir has discussed the news in very detail by underlining by what kind of questions can be made on that under general awareness section. Please spend time in studying from these recorded lectures by Sushil sir, which are regularly updated and very, very important for you to get this score in the real exam. Then there are key summaries, important report summaries we provide for the last minute revision, summary notes, indices, etc. Key summaries on central government scheme, state government scheme, summits, reports and indices, committees, Yojana and Kurukshetra. All these are also available in your course. Download these PDF and then attempt these sectional tests. In GA, as I said, you have to get more recall memory. When you regularly do all this testing, you do mistake. But once you do the mistake right now in the practice, in the exam, you are going to remember it. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, I am going to tell you the important tips. So, important lessons to be learned. First thing, I told about 60 marks, but be very, very careful. The objective of I saying that is, you have to score 50% in general awareness, 50% of the cutoff. Read current affairs from credible source like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is freely available to you. Please download that. Use elimination technique. I told you you have only 25 minutes and you have 80 questions. Last year, what happened? Last year, many students could not read these 80 questions because the questions were little lengthy. It was not very straight one-liner question. You have to read 2-3 lines. And when you have only 25 minutes for 80 questions, so you practically get 18.75 seconds for a question. In this, you have to read the questions, read the options, mark and move forward. So one thing I will tell you here about the elimination technique, and please understand science behind it. In most of the cases, if you have read it well, you can eliminate two options. If you are able to eliminate two options, please mark your answer. There is no time for review. Where is the time for review? You have only 19 seconds, 18.75 seconds for a question. No time for review. Don't mark for review. Eliminate two options. Then from the three remaining, whatever best you think, please mark it, because there is a science behind it. Here there is a probability of getting the right answer, and that probability is 1 by 3, which is higher than the marks, the negative marks you are going to get, that is 1 by 4. So please do this elimination technique. Always be scientific in your approach, and there is no time for review. Quickly read it, read all the options, mark it. If you are not able to eliminate two options, then skip. No, complete no for wild guesses. Wild guess, no complete. You cannot do that. You will lose mark. Then this is the important point. Don't go with a target number, but perform your best. So as I told you, 2019 the cutoff was 122 marks, and 2021 exam it became 66.75 cutoff. Overall cutoff. So what is the point unnecessarily attempting the questions, then getting negative marks? Don't do that. You do not know whether the cutoff is going to be 70 or the cutoff is going to be 130, 140. You perform your best. You be scientific rather than just targeting a number that I have to attempt minimum this much in general awareness. No. Minimum this much in reasoning. No. Every time there may be a surprise in the exam. And those who go with the fixed strategy, go with a strategy, but play your game well. The actual player is the legend who plays in the field depending on the situation there. So all your practice today is going to be very, very helpful in crafting your exam hall strategy. But the exam hall strategy has to be the exam hall strategy, and you do not know what kind of balls you are going to face. Accordingly, you have to play on front foot or back foot, or maybe in offside or leg side, taking 1-2 runs by running, or maybe hitting 6s and 4s. This real exam hall strategy will be in the exam hall, and that applies for other sections also. In reasoning, quant and English also, you have to apply same strategy. Get your best. In 45 minutes, you can do a lot in reasoning. For quant, the time is going to be very, very less. Here you have to skip a lot. So pick up only the questions where you know you can solve it. You shall ensure that you get minimum sectional cutoff in quant, reasoning, English, everywhere. There are many students those who miss this. I am asking you to get 50% marks in general awareness, but please ensure that you are going to do enough questions in quant, reasoning and English so that you get the sectional cutoff everywhere for getting into the phase 2. And your strategy is your strategy. If you can score more in reasoning and maybe slightly less in GA, that is also fine. But GA is one thing which is going to help you also in phase 2. We'll come to that. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done right now. If you have not done so far, and write to us at 92055240228 or hello@iexambi.com. Only Exambi gives you a content to prepare 50% faster, because short videos, short notes, exam focused discussion in the live classes, questions matching to the exam level difficulty. Prepare 50% faster.